These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
I'm Christine Stanwood with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. An update today as Lori Vallow Daybell makes an appearance in Arizona court. She has been waived presence at the next court hearing, April 24th, as the defense works on additional discoveries on the case. Vallow was extradited from Idaho last fall, where she was found guilty of killing her two youngest children. She's facing murder charges here in Arizona for conspiring to kill her niece's ex-husband and her fourth husband. Today, the Queen Creek mayor and police chief will address the Preston Lord investigation. Town council holding a meeting. Lord was assaulted and killed at a Halloween party last year. Tonight's meeting starts at 6:30 at the community chambers. As homelessness around the valley goes up, funding for an important valley nonprofit has gone down. Central Arizona Shelter Services, or CAS, says it's short $1.5 million after 3 of its state grant requests were denied. CAS's CEO, Lisa Glow, says she's worried about what this shortfall could mean for some of the valley's most vulnerable.
It doesn't make sense. So we don't want that to happen, but it's a legitimate worry. We've got to be able to maintain this bed level, and we have to be able to fill this gap.
Glow says the state housing department set aside $20 to $40 million in grants to cities and institutions, but new funding was diverted to new projects instead of established ones like those overseen by CAS. We reached out to the housing department to see from their perspective why the grant proposals were rejected, but have not heard back yet. In our Border Watch, federal border funding is set to expire at the end of March. It's going to leave border towns scrambling for solutions to provide shelter and humanitarian aid for the hundreds of migrants crossing the border daily. And without additional funding from the federal government, local, county, and city officials are bracing for potential street releases.
The concern is that all of that operation, the food, the shelter, some of that initial transportation simply won't be funded anymore. You know, we hate to be alarmist about it, but really hear what the end can be and what it might look like. Then you can come down and take the pictures at the bus station in 6 weeks.
So right now it costs roughly $1 million a week for Pima County to run the legal asylum seeker program, which gives assistance in neighboring counties like Santa Cruz and Cochise as well. The program will run out of money on March 31st, and Pima County officials say the impact in border communities will be immediate. Help give kids the chance to play their favorite sport and learn lifelong skills by donating to the Second Chance Sports Gear Drive. Now through February 29th, your donation of new or gently used sports gear will benefit the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Valley, helping club kids get access to the sports gear they need to practice at home and get the most out of their Boys and Girls Club experience. So bring new or used sports gears to any Earnhardt Auto Centers or scan the QR code on your screen to donate online. Your donation will help ensure kids can play the sports that they love without cost becoming a barrier. Well, it seems like just yesterday that the Arizona Diamondbacks were in the World Series, but it is that time of year again where spring training is finally underway across the valley. 15 MLB teams are here gearing up for the upcoming season. ABC 15 speaking with D-backs team president Derek Hall about what fans can expect this year.
Being that close, when you only have, anywhere from say 10,000 to 13,000 fans, it is intimate. And you can hear every crack of the bat. You can hear what every player is saying. The smells of a ballpark are wonderful with it, the hot dogs. And of course, and then you've got the peanuts and beer and everything else. There's nothing like it.
Our reigning National League champs hit the diamond Friday with a matchup against the Colorado Rockies at Salt River Fields. If you're interested, first pitch is at 1:10.
Tracking your forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sellens. We are drying out across Arizona tomorrow. High pressure starting to build in and temperatures back on the rise as we finish out this week. Tomorrow, 53 degrees at 6 a.m. We'll hit 68 at noon and top out at 75 around 4 p.m. here in Phoenix. There's that ridge of high pressure building in. It will last through the weekend, sending temperatures back into the 80s. But then we have a couple of storm systems to track. The first one offshore, bringing quite a bit of cloud coverage our way through the weekend and into early next week. The second one digging down from the northwest at the same time. So those two kind of merging over Arizona Monday night into Tuesday, and that's going to bring better chances than we saw today for rain and snow across Arizona. Some cooler air and some gusty winds as the storm pushes through. In the meantime, we are going to be warming things up and seeing a pretty dry forecast for the first few days of Catholic League spring training. It's looking good, and temperatures will be in the 80s over the weekend. 81 on Saturday, 84 on Sunday before that next storm comes in.